Here we go. Episode 4, Almost Athletic. Back again.
Dude, it's
Or
Sunday Fun Day.
Sunday Fun Day. We've been doing this for a month now. A month
Look at
straight.
us. Dude, who would have thought we'd go 4 episodes straight?
Who would have thunk? Not me.
It was not,
Actually,
not
yeah, I
me.
did.
Yeah, not me. I mean, we're pretty I would say you're pretty consistent. I'm about 75% as consistent as you, so we're doing
We're
it.
getting there. We're learning the ins and outs of this podcast game and content
I'm
creation
excited.
game, which I have a
Hey,
newfound respect for. It's
tell
harder
me
than
a
you
little
think.
bit. Elaborate. Yeah, it is.
I mean, I've been trying to make some videos, generate some content, and it's tough. It's tough to make like a theme, like a story, but we're figuring it out. It's kind of fun. Fun little deal we got going on here.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got one
But
coming on this beautiful Sunday.
on this Sunday Fun Day, if you're listening to this on Monday, tomorrow when this releases, happy Monday Fun Day. Attack the week.
Yeah.
But other than that,
dude, it's been a good weekend. Let's talk a little bit about this weekend. Okay.
yeah, fill me in. What did you
Friday
do this
night,
weekend?
I did something I haven't done in a long time. First time I've done this in Memphis too was play Top Golf, and this is I would have considered myself a golfer in college. You know, I played golf once or twice a week, tried to, and then even after college played consistently, went to the range quite a bit, and but I haven't played in quite a while due to some wrist issues with golf clubs and just in general. So went to and swung a golf club for the first time in probably 6 months, and it was a little rough. I was not as good as I once was at hitting a golf ball, but one person who's really good at hitting a golf ball is my girlfriend Allie. And little did I didn't know that. I mean, I knew she'd played before, but I was not expecting her to be ripping just baby fades and tight draws all night long. Literally, dude. She hit like 2 or 3 warm-up shots that were kind of bad, and then every single shot after that was right down the middle, perfect. It was
Just
so
showing you up,
impressive.
it sounds like.
Oh, dude, like the couple that we were with were like, she beat like almost beat the guy that we were with, and I mean I wasn't even close to her. She beat me by like 50 points on the first game that we played. Like not even, I mean, in their same land, whatever you call it, area code.
Dang.
Like I was so impressed. I'll insert a little video clip in here for her, but dude, that was I hit the lottery. I think if I ever want to play golf, I think I've got the girlfriend that would do that with me. So what about
There we
your weekend?
go. My weekend was pretty solid. Pretty long day on Friday to get to start the weekend. 2 training sessions and took a CPA exam. So I was pretty mentally and physically drained. But I think the exam went well. Got to wait about 3 more months for my score. So that's not ideal, but hopefully I passed. But in the meantime, the biggest part is I don't have to study anymore. I can put the books away for the time being, which is
Let's go.
super clutch. Finally free
That's
up
gotta
some
be a pretty relieving
time.
feeling.
Definitely. It was almost like a surreal feeling walking back into my apartment knowing I don't have to open up that book anymore and look at it. So that was definitely a relieving feeling. But
I've got a couple
other than
questions for
that,
you.
go ahead, ask away.
Okay, so for those of us who haven't ever taken a CPA exam, is this a written? First of all, is it a written or a computerized test?
Oh, it is digitized on a computer. It's this one I took. They're all kind of different, but this one was 72 multiple choice questions and about 8 like workout type problems. And it's a 4-hour exam.
Okay.
And this is actually the first one where I didn't use all the time. I actually submitted an hour early. So I don't know if that was a good thing
Really?
or a bad thing. I mean, it basically this one was a lot of memorization. So it basically meant I either knew it or I didn't. And if I didn't know it, I just went ahead to the next one. Also, it probably doesn't help.
So this test, 72 questions. So 82 questions total or 72?
Well, 72 multiple choice, and then like the workout problems have multiple questions within them. But so they consider like the multiple choice half the exam, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, that's
in the rear view mirror.
It is It is. That's why I said mentally draining. Also,
Yeah.
leaving that and going to swim 2,600 yards in the pool is another mental battle. Getting in that
Yeah.
water, not fun. I will say, though, it was the first day that the outdoor pool is back open up here on the hill. So outdoor pool season is back, and they just
I was gonna ask you
renovated
about
the
that, by
pool.
the way.
They just
Yeah.
renovated the
So
pool, so it's super nice.
I remember you telling me that they renovated the pool, and also I have some pool talk that I want to get into as well. But so that pool is heated, I'm guessing,
Oh yeah,
and um, it's got to be nice swimming outside in a heated pool because the pool that I swim at, it's like first of all the pool's heated, and then from that heat, it's in like a bubble kind of deal. So it's not very like climate controlled. So it's hotter like outside than it is inside. So it's very like suffocating, and I don't like it.
yeah.
So I'm
I mean, I
curious your
understand.
thoughts on swimming in an outside pool.
Yeah, the aquatic center, the indoor one, kind of has the same deal. It gets like a little muggy in there, but like the water, to be honest, is always chilly in my opinion. Like that initial
Yeah,
shock when you jump in kind of gets to me. But the outdoor pool, they keep it pretty heated and it feels nice out there. I like it. The only thing is
yeah.
though, swimming, going to breathe, I usually breathe off the same side. When I'm going one way, I'm looking directly into the sun, so I have to wear my like outdoor tinted goggles whenever I swim
I
outside.
see. Yeah.
But
I guess
I
you couldn't
like it.
start
It's
from the
kind
other
of
side of the pool and swim the opposite way.
no, it's like down and back like a lap. Like down one lap,
Yeah, true.
I'm looking into the
Yeah,
sun. Down the other,
yeah.
coming back, I'm looking away.
I think you should swim down a lap, get out of the pool, walk back around, get it back in, swim down, get back out, walk back around.
That's a really good idea. I think that would be really efficient. That would probably make my
Yeah,
workout
that'd
shorter,
be
maybe.
maybe.
That will
And
also,
dude, you could probably get in some running work.
yeah, a little transition work. I Yeah,
Yeah,
my watch. I wonder what I would increase my yardages on the watch. It'd be going haywire. So I always consider that.
yeah, for
I'll tell
sure.
the lifeguards what I'm
Yeah,
doing, and they'll allow me to run.
yeah. Something to keep in mind when you're swimming at the aquatic center. Okay, one other
Yeah,
thing that I want to talk to you about pools. So your gym here in Memphis is called Esporta, correct?
Esporta Fitness Center. That's right, baby.
Okay. So I swim at the Germantown Athletic Club, and this place has a very big pool. And I think the Esport is 2 or 3 lanes, right?
Yeah, depending on which one you go to, most of them are 3, but some have like 4 or 5.
Okay. So the pool that I swim at has 8 lanes, 4 of which from 3 o'clock to about 7, 6:30 or 7 have team swim. So 4 of them are unusable, or reserved, I guess. The other 4, you have to. It's kind of like if you get there right at a certain time when people are finishing up their swim, you can get in. But a lot of times they're all full unless someone's wrapping up and another person's getting in. So I'm curious about Esporta, and I'm thinking about maybe moving my membership to there because do they ever have people in their lane? Like, is there ever people that like an outside group that's not a member, like a school or like a women, like a I don't know, like a what do you call it? Men's and older first person, like aquatic
No, yeah,
dynamic
like groups
warm
and
up or
stuff.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
is that ever a thing?
There are 2 instances that I have come to realize that they have groups in the pool. Saturday mornings, they take up 2 of the 3 lanes, and it's like a kids swim. They call it splash school, and it's just like a kids swimming lessons class. But there is one lane open, and I'll swim in that. But it's just kind of funny, like I'm just doing laps on laps back and forth, and these little kids are like splashing water everywhere, trying to learn how to swim.
Probably peeing on you
And like
too.
oh yeah, I'm swallowing piss left and right. But um, it's not bad. And then the only thing the other thing that does kind of make me mad, a few times I've gone on a Wednesday from like 6 to 7. They have like water aerobics, and it's just all these older women, and they get in there and do their water aerobics. But like they don't have to take up the whole pool, but they always do, and they kick me out. But they're just like rude about
Yeah.
it. they'll just get in my lane and, like,
Yeah.
not, like, stop me. I'm like, "Hey, like, it's fine, I'll get out, but, like, can you, like, tell me? Not just get in my lane and, like, push me out of the way?" So that's made me
Yeah.
mad a few times, but they only have it they have their schedule, and it's Wednesdays for, like, an hour. But
Okay.
other than that, it's usually pretty clear. Also, there's other locations, so, like, that's happened before, and I've gone to the other location and just swam because 'cause they're not all on the same
Yeah.
schedule. But I like e-sport,
That's
it
something
served me well.
I'm debating is because it's like there's first of all, like you said, there's one location of my gym, and there's so many people there all the time unless you're even when you're there in the morning, like it's just people on people. And they don't really update. There's not like a week. They need a weekly schedule that comes out. It's like, okay, this is going to be who's here this week. But it's like
Yeah.
very like, inconsistent schedule and all the things. But anyway, I'm considering maybe making the switch just to, increase efficiency.
Yeah, and if
So yeah.
anything, the multiple locations helps because if one is being used, you can always just go to another.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, that was okay, so what else this weekend did you have? Any other fun things? I've got one big
I
thing.
mean, we went to me and my girlfriend celebrated at Babalu, me taking the exam. That was about the only other fun thing I did. I actually took the exam on Friday, and I've got another school exam on Monday, which is not ideal.
Yeah.
School, which I've been kind of sweeping under the rug the last few weeks. I have an exam in a class tomorrow that the average on the first exam was a 46. And so it is not an easy
What did you
class.
get?
So that's what I don't share my score, but I did above average.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say probably a good thing. Probably pretty easy average to beat. Just get
By
better than
by
50%.
yeah, by most standards though, my score would still be a failing grade. Or actually not by most,
Ah.
by every single standard in the book, I still got a failing grade, but I did better than a
Mm,
46.
okay.
But so
Well,
yeah,
good luck
hoping
on
to
your
improve
exam
the
on
score
Monday.
tomorrow. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Um,
What
well, I
else?
had one
You said you did
other
something fun?
well, I did
Let's go ahead.
a
Let's
couple
hear it.
different things actually. So,
Let's hear it.
I had a nephew, Saturday morning around 5 AM. Yep.
Woo! Let's go.
Thomas
Baker. Shout out
Thomas
Baker and
Baker
Ellie.
Darlington, yep, shout out the brother and sister-in-law. This is my older brother, and not that I have a younger one, but,
I
I'm
was
the
about to say
youngest,
there
so
would be no other one.
there is only one, but he is technically the third, 'cause my dad is Thomas Baker Darlington, but so is my brother, and then now the newest, the third, but he's not a third, it's not on the birth certificate, he's not a third, because my brother wasn't a junior. So he will go by Tyke, which is my dad's name, so, another Tyke in the family, a little Tykester. But he was 5 weeks early, so we got an early present from the the pregnancy. So happy about that. He's safe, he's healthy, so is the mother. And yeah, man, I'm first nephew. I'm really excited. You know, couldn't be happier.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. That is
I know.
exciting. Congratulations to them.
Yeah. Well, and then one other quick. Hang on, let me turn this on to do not disturb. One other fun thing I did this weekend was I made a purchase, a big purchase. First probably like big adult purchase, and it has to do with the training realm. So I got a new road bike, new bicycle, brand new. It's not used. It's straight off the lot, as they say.
Is it from a new bicycle from like Walmart, like that sort of thing, or
Yeah,
what?
so it's actually it's a Diamondback BMX bike.
Oh, that's
No,
sick.
I'm
Does it
kidding.
have the rails coming off does it have the rails
Yeah,
coming
I've got
the
the
grind rails coming off the wheel?
yep, got the grinders on the back axle. It's gonna be
That's
sick.
sweet.
It's gonna really help me get in aero position with those things.
Yeah, that's called aerodynamics right there.
No, but I'll shout out the shop, Ladding Speed Shop in Cordova. They've got some pretty sweet bikes in there, I will say. There was a man named Greg in there that was taking himself home a new triathlon BMC bike, it's a Swiss brand. It's the name of the brand that I got as well, BMC. Any guesses on what BMC stands for?
Bike more country.
No, but close actually. It's Bicycle Manufacturing Company.
I was
I
so
was
close.
shocked.
That was my second
You
guess.
actually were. Yeah, I was shocked to know that it was that simple because it's a Swiss brand. So bikes made in Switzerland. It's a BMC Team Machine 5, and it's their
They
racing
speak
bike.
English over
So
there?
hopefully, yeah, I think they do, and they speak Swiss as well. But I'm not really sure what that sounds like. So I know that they were part of the Allies in World War II, so that's probably why they have a little bit of English in their, uh, in their dialect.
Hmm.
So anyway, the idea behind this bike was, first of all, really good deal and good timing on the purchase because around this time of year, most companies are trying to get rid of stock from the previous year because the new bikes just came out. So got my bike for probably like 40% off, which was sweet. And it's just you don't really find a brand new bike for, especially one of like that nature, being 40% off. And then also a very like compatible bike with triathlon. So speaking with Lynn, who's the fitter there, he first of all just super bright guy, good, nice to be around, really good fitter. And he was telling me about how these bikes are, they're built more forward, kind of like a triathlon bike. And so if you wanted to put a little riser kit on there, and put aero bars and kind of make it a mock TT bike, which is kind of the plan, then I can do that with just four bolts on each side of the handlebar. So that'll be nice when it comes time to really lock in for triathlon. I'd probably put on tri bars and start riding it like month and a half out, and just kind of have them on and off and kind of do trainer rides to get used to being an aero. But like most of my ride, I think now are going to be just kind of like just regular road riding. So, and it's a good excuse for me to get back out on the road because I'm it's just hard for me to take a triathlon bike out onto the street, which I don't know. It's just a motivation thing for me. So now I have the motivation to like really use the bike that I bought. So yeah, it was exciting.
What's your average speed increase? Is it going to make you run faster and jump higher?
Yeah, so I'll let you know. I'm gonna go ride. It's started. I think it's finally warm enough to go ride outside. It was in the 40s this morning, and when I was running. So, dude, I thought it was in the 30s. So I looked last night to see what kind of weather was gonna be this morning for a run, and so I laid out like pants, beanie, gaiter, gloves, like the whole thing. And then so I put it on, walked outside, started stretching, and like by mid, warm up, I was like pouring sweat. So I was like, I got to take like all of this off because I had a vest on too. So took all that off, and I was like, still, I didn't want to go change into shorts because it was like probably 45 degrees, like just totally fine for Q-zip and shorts. And it's kind of funny. I was laughing to myself. Um,
Golly, there wasn't a
but
blizzard in Memphis. It ain't that cold.
no, there wasn't, and I don't know why. I mean, I just looked. I was trusting Google Map or Apple weather forecast to be right, and it never is. It's just up to how it feels to you. Temperature is independent for everybody. My dad, shout out my dad. He ran 3 miles last night just at nighttime in the
Let's
dark.
go. Getting after it when everyone else is sleeping.
I know, the
While you
patriarch.
sleeping, he's grinding.
Yeah, I was watching
Spe-
Tennessee make it to the Sweet 16 last night.
They
Okay,
did make it to the Sweet 16.
before we get into basketball, I want to know a little bit more about your bike and your bikes this week because you've had quite a bit of mileage this week. I saw your bike this morning.
Yeah, 2.5 hours on the steed this morning in the saddle, cranking it out, watching Roadhouse, by the way, new movie with Jake Gyllenhaal and Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
I recommend it.
how was
It's
it?
actually pretty funny. I was laughing a few times, and
Okay.
McGregor, honestly, he's a really good actor, I think. I think he killed it.
Wow.
But
Okay, I can't wait to
yeah,
watch.
yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. It didn't air in theaters, which was a big drama, but that's besides the
Did you
point.
see that video about that, Casey Neistat?
I did, yeah. I wanted to see it in theaters
Yeah,
too. I have a theater across the street from me, and I wanted to go watch it in there. But oh
yeah,
well, I'll use it on my friend's Amazon Prime, who's logged into our TV here.
yeah.
But anyways, the steed I have, it is a Cervelo P2, which is a triathlon bike. It's got the aero bars on there. Let's see. I bought it used, unlike you just did. I got a pretty good deal on it, I would think, from one of my dad's buddies who couldn't ride it anymore. There was a few weird things about it though. The stem, whenever I bought it, the previous owner like cut it so the aero bars would be lower, and so that didn't really fit me the best. So whenever I went and got fitted, they suggested that I get some spacers to put on there, and they're I think it was like 50 millimeter spacers, so they're pretty big, but they get the job done. They lifted up the aero bars to make it a little bit more comfortable for me. But besides that, I've made a few other modifications. I've got 3 water bottle holders. I know this is boring stuff, but whenever you're covering
This is what the
a lot
people
of
want. This
distance,
is what the people want to hear.
whenever you're covering a lot of distance, I added some 2 cup holders in the back behind the saddle. And then most recently, a few weeks ago, I got all the gear wiring redone, and got a new chain to prep for the season ahead. And so that ran me a
Yeah.
little bit of money, but I had never done it, and I've had it for going on 3 years now, or probably over 3 years now.
Yeah.
So it was probably necessary. And the brakes, they were loose. So recently I got all that redone. So a few modifications since I first bought it, but it served me well.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
I've got a
it's a
couple
good
things
bike.
there.
What's up?
For the people that are interested in getting into triathlon, especially long distance triathlons, don't get the water bottle holders that go in between your legs. Don't do it. The reason why is because when you're doing an Ironman or any sort of long distance, even Olympic triathlon, you're gonna want to pee, and to avoid the 2-minute get off the bike, undo, tri-suit, like make sure bike doesn't fall down, that sort of thing. Speaking from experience, because I had water bottles between my legs in the October half Ironman, and just like you can't pee because you're going to pee on your water bottles, and that is probably not something that you want to be tasting when you're trying to refuel frequently. So get the water bottles that go behind your saddle, please, everybody. That is my best bike tip that I can give. What are your thoughts?
I think I disagree. The water bottles
Really?
behind the saddle are super hard to grab, and the ones between the legs are way easier. Like whenever it gets empty between the legs, I'd switch it, which I know ideally
Really?
I would have a water bottle spout coming up between the aero bars. But yeah, also when you're moving so fast, your pee's flying behind you. Also, is anything
Dude.
sanitary in triathlon? I mean, you're ripping gels, your hands
No.
are dirty. Nothing's sanitary.
Yeah, true.
I
Good
like them
point.
between the legs.
Well, to each their own. And yeah, I can see how that could be difficult, but I don't know. Test it out. Everybody's different. And just for the record, I did buy a Facebook Marketplace bike when I first bought a bike. I did not just buy a brand new bike for the first time, or I guess it is for the first time, but not my first bike. I still have my TT bike. I just don't know how long I will have it. So if anybody's looking to buy a 57 centimeter triathlon bike, feel free to hit me up because it is for sale. And maybe I've been unsuccessful selling it on Facebook Marketplace. So that's my ad for that.
Plug, ad,
Well, yeah,
ad
man.
alert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a paid advertisement by me. Well, let's get into a little bit about a little March Madness. What do you say?
A little March Madness,
Let's do a
big
bracket
weekend. It
update.
was the first weekend. It's still going on right now. Marquette's playing.
Yeah. Well, they just finished. Marquette's advancing to the Sweet 16. Happy
Oh my
happy
gosh,
day.
yes. Because how much did they win by? I have them winning it all.
They won by 4. Could be Colorado.
Oh man, that's dicey. Woo.
Well,
yeah, my bracket
yeah, it was
is
close.
I'll go first. Talking about my bracket, we're at a solid 16.1%. Oh no, it just went up 18.8%.
Oh my gosh.
So pretty solid there. I guess we'll update from what I said last week. I said I was going to win the sweepstakes. Obviously, I'm out of the sweepstakes now. I'll try again next year again. But a few of what I said last week. My dark horse. Let's talk about McNeese State. How much did they lose by? 30?
It was not close, my friend.
Here's the thing. They may have gotten the worst matchup, the most unlucky matchup ever. Gonzaga. They've been repeatedly in the tournament, number 1 seed, going on runs. It's Gonzaga. They're one of the best teams, one of the best programs, I will say, in the country. So just a bad beat there.
Definitely. Yeah.
Them getting McNeese State or Gonzaga and McNeese State, because also Gonzaga went on to the next round and beat Kansas by 21. So new dark horses. Is Gonzaga going to make a little run here at the 5 seed?
It's looking more and more that way.
I mean, it appears that way. Something else. The 12-5 matchup. Last week I said I picked every 12 seed to beat the 5 seed. A little update on that. 2 of the 4 12 seeds did in fact beat the 5 seed. Also, Grand Canyon won. I picked them.
You did.
So I did pretty good there, but overall just doing absolutely terrible. And this may be the worst of it all. I had Auburn in my Final Four. Those nerds from Yale. Those nerds from Yale went in there and just those boys from Auburn, Alabama. They showed him who was boss. So yeah, that really tanked my status in my bracket.
Well, man, you know, hey, you win some, you lose some.
You win some, you lose some. This is March.
This is
January.
Better to be wrong.
January, February, Izzo, March. That's just the months of the year. Learn it. They should probably change it in the school systems, along with the other.
Are you referring to Tom
changing.
Izzo?
Yeah, Tom Izzo, the coach of Michigan State Spartans. They 9 seed.
Didn't they lose? Did they lose in the second round?
Yeah, maybe, but I think it was close. They beat Mississippi State. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
Are you still in the running for the sweepstakes?
I'm not, but I am doing significantly better than you. As I said on last week's podcast, I am still at 50% and 320 points. So I'll just do a quick rundown. First of all, I owe our audience an apology, and the apology is about Indiana State. Indiana State is not in the tournament. I do realize that. And not only am I furious about them not being in the tournament, Pat McAfee is also furious about it. So I think they deserved the love that it was shown to them on the Almost Athletic podcast and the Pat McAfee show. You know, 2 just powerhouse shows that are, you know, really gaining traction with the people. Will be, you know, neck and neck as time goes on with that show. But I will say I do owe, you know, our audience an apology for that. So I am sorry about, you know, the hype for Indiana State in the tournament. They did not make the tournament, even though they were 28-6. So, you know, shout out Robbie Avila once again. You're my favorite college basketball player outside of Cam Jones and Dalton Connect. So, you know, we'll move forward, you know, live and we learn. And next year, hopefully we'll make the same mistakes. Secondly, Duquesne called it. They first round upset. That's all. Hey, that's all.
Did you call it?
We want,
or did we just talk about Day? Did you call it, or did we just talk about Day?
No. I did. I said I have 2 dark horses in the tournament. One of them was Duquesne, aka Duquesne, aka Duquesne. They beat. They beat BYU, and I mean, just like I said, extremely cool jerseys. And they beat the BYU Cougars, I think is their name. Also, one more thing, Morehead State. Oh, wait, no, you're McNeese State. Excuse me. I can't believe that you talked me into picking McNeese State. I should have known. That's on me. And, you know, next year I'll go with my gut instead of, you know, trying to ride with my friend here, Mr. Welch. And
you know, the thing is about McNeese State. They got a lot of slander. Talking about playing women's colleges and Bible colleges. The thing is that people didn't realize and give them enough credit for. They beat Michigan at Michigan. Granted, they're terrible. Power 5 school, though. They beat VCU. who was a decent team, and they beat a 20-piece UAB, who is the American Conference Tournament champion, a tournament team. So I just want to shine a little light there. They should have gotten more respect, but they got absolutely killed by Gonzaga. So maybe they are actually fraudulent. I don't know. But I will still ride with them till the day I die.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and finish your bracket talk.
They'll probably be back next year, and they might be a better pick next year. But I don't think they were ready for the big stage. That's my take.
They were nervous. They were
and
nervous.
then we'll talk a little bit about Tennessee. Friday, was it Friday? Thursday night, they had a big win.
Yeah.
Won big over. Let's see, who was it? St. Peter's. Not too much competition there. About 35-point win. Last night though, I predicted them to lose to Texas, and boy, did they do everything but that. So I'll read a couple
Their
of
3-point
stats.
shooting.
Dude, 3 for 25. I'll read a couple stats. So me and my uncle, shout out the another East Tennessee native, or not native but resident, the Johnson City area, Andrew Darlington. He played basketball in college at King College, and taught me how to shoot the three. And so he was just laying down some stats this morning. I think he spent some time on ESPN. So I'll just read them for the people and just kind of explain how Tennessee did everything but lose last night. So they're the first team to ever win an NCAA tournament game while shooting less than 15% from three, minimum of 23 points attempted. They were less than 35% overall from the field. And in tournament history, teams that shot this poorly were 0-66 in those games. Never won a game shooting less than 15 and 35%. They're now 1-66. So Tennessee is the lone winner of that game or shooting that poorly. Also, Tennessee has more tournament wins in the last 2 days than Kentucky has in the last 5 years, which is hilarious. And so they're, now no longer a blue blood. We should talk about Kentucky. The Vols also shot 12% from three against Texas and won. Tennessee is now 5-12 in games where they shoot 15% or worse from three since 2020. It's a pretty good record for playing impressively bad basketball. So hilarious stats there. Also,
Yeah, it was
I'm pretty sure I could hit more than three from 25. I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, someone who can hit more than three from three? Jack Golke, the GOAT from Oakland. I don't even know their mascot, but he was lighting it up, and it was fun to watch.
So
You
impressive.
couldn't play better defense on him.
No.
Run the highlight reel. It was nuts. Hands and face, fading away. That was a crazy. And they unfortunately lost the next round to NC State, but Oakland beating Kentucky, that was pretty fun.
Yeah. It was fun to watch, dude.
And
and Coach Cal, like your least favorite coach that you mentioned last episode, he went down in a blaze of glory. Flames.
Yeah, get him out of there. Granted.
You think he's gone?
I don't know. The thing is, what were they, 3 seeds still? Like, he still had a good regular season record. Like, I think he's still a good coach. I mean, he's got a lot of talent, but those guys were so young. I think the majority of the team is freshmen.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like you said, was it one tournament win in the last 5 years? Then they got bounced by St. Peter's a few years ago.
2022.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what he's got going on there. I don't keep up with Calipari anymore. He's in the rearview mirror. So
yeah,
he can do
They're
whatever
no
he wants.
longer a blue blood, and that's the blue bloods are kind of over. Like these, dynastic, old school head coaches that have been here forever, like Krzyzewski and Roy Williams at North Carolina, Calipari. Let's see, Boeheim from Illinois. Like they're all these blue bloods are kind of starting to slip, and you're starting to see the new cats coming to town. Like Tennessee, Arizona, Gonzaga, Houston. I mean, Houston was
Rick
good in the
Barnes,
90s, but they weren't considered a blue blood. Well, I mean,
Rick
just,
Barnes,
like they're not the
new
standard.
cat. He hasn't made the Final Four since 2004. He's not a new cat on the block. He's been coaching for like 50
he's
years.
Not. I know.
But Tennessee,
Rick Barnes takes her firmly on the firmly in the docket of last week's episode. I agree.
But I mean, yeah, they're having a good year, and they're 2 wins away from their first Final Four ever. So they got to beat Creighton,
Dude,
and
I
then I
really think that
guess Purdue,
yeah, it's got to be Purdue probably. Yeah, I think Creighton
barring
will
something
be.
crazy.
Yeah, I think Creighton will be a pretty. I don't know how well they match up with Tennessee. I haven't really watched any Creighton basketball, but I mean, I just can't
Well, they
imagine Tennessee losing to Creighton. I mean, I know they're
Oregon
Creighton's
took
really
them to
good, but like,
Oregon took them to double OT last night, which was kind of crazy.
yeah,
But other than that, I
like I
have
just
no
don't know
idea.
if that. Yeah,
Jonathan Lawson, former Tiger, is on their team, and also Mike Miller's son. But I don't think they play at all. Like I couldn't tell you a thing about Creighton or where they are or their mascot or
yeah.
their coach's name.
The only
They're
thing,
blue.
it's I think Greg McDermott is their coach's name because the only reason I know that is because Doug McDermott. Do you remember the Dougie McBuckets days?
Yeah, yeah. On the bike today, I actually threw on some March Madness highlights, and
Yeah.
there was some good clips on there.
What a stud.
That was fun.
Dude, let's give a shout out to our guy Cam Jones, 28 in the first game. I think he had 18 or 20 just now today on Sunday. I mean, just like I said, if he has a good tournament and declares, I mean, sky's the limit for that guy.
How much money is he giving you if that happens?
Hopefully zero. He got to keep his money. I mean, unless he wants me to be his agent or something, I'll be his agent. Cam, if you need me, I'm here. I'll be your agent. I'll read those contracts, negotiate for you.
I'll be your an accountant.
Hey, we can create the Almost Athletic Agency, AAA, and just
AAA.
start our own agency. There when you need
Yeah,
us,
that's
not
right.
there when you don't. That could be our slogan.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap up this March Madness talk with this. If you could revise your champion or your Final Four, who would you revise it to, or would you? After what you've seen so far.
I think you should. I don't think I mean, all of my players are still in the game. So, no, I don't think I would. Maybe throw in Duke
You don't think?
because Duke looks pretty good. But no, I think I'm holding steady.
Today?
Yeah, they play James Madison
Yeah,
tonight, but I'm holding steady.
obviously, if I could revise mine, I would maybe not pick Auburn. Let's see, who do I like in that
Definitely.
side of the bracket? I mean, probably UConn, I guess. They're highly regarded as they had the most picks to win it all out of anyone. But then I've got too many 1 seeds. Someone's got to upset somewhere. I like Houston. Marquette. They're
I think
my only
Purdue,
2
man.
seed.
Like I said, I think Purdue's the one going down.
They could. The Giant could fall. Literally, the Giant, Zach Edey, who I think is the best player in the nation.
People are starting to agree with me, dude. They're like, I saw a couple tweets, like he has no bag, just no game, like he's back to the basket over his left shoulder every time. Like,
But you
don't
can't
call
stop
me,
it.
the
He's too big.
scapegoat. I'm there earlier. He is big, but there's other big people on this planet, and some of them play college basketball. So we'll see. Oh,
I wish I
one
was
more
that
like
big.
one of my newfound favorite players is that dude for NC State that plays exactly like Zach Randolph. I don't know his name. He's like number 30 for NC State.
Yeah, no, the big
And I think they
guy.
lost last night.
Who?
Yeah.
No, they won. They beat Oakland.
Oh, they did?
That's who they beat.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think it may have gone to OT. It was close. But
Yeah.
yeah, he was
Okay.
walking
Yeah.
out of the
Yep.
tunnel. He was walking out of the tunnel, rapping, and apparently the song was about hibachi, which made it even more funny.
Stir fry
He's
by
not a small
Migos. Was
guy.
that it?
No, I would have recognized that one. It wasn't that, but it was maybe one of those
Yeah.
new things that the kids are playing nowadays.
Yeah. It's passed me by. The rap game has passed me by.
Yeah, I may still be in it a little bit.
Well,
Future
I've got
Metro
a
Boomin just
burning question. I've got a burning
Okay.
question, and I came up with it in my head actually, right before we came on here. So, and I'm between two. So, would you rather? Would you rather bike a 70.3 barefoot or run a half marathon in bike shoes?
Let's see. Well, the half marathon would probably take. I don't know. I don't know what would do more damage to my feet.
That's the question. That's why I think
Let's
it's a good
see.
one.
I'm trying to think time wise. How much time and pain do I have? Like a half marathon, let's
Yeah,
say, in bike shoes, it would probably take over 2 hours if we're being honest. The
no doubt.
the biking would take over 3 hours. So I'm doing the bike shoes because it's less time. I don't, but then my shins will probably be all messed up.
Yeah, and your heels are they're kind of there's no give. They're all kind of flexed in that weird like plastic way.
That's a long way. That's kind of actually a long way to travel. I may bike barefoot. I can just put my feet on those pedals and go. Not in Knoxville though. If it's in
Yeah.
Knoxville, I'm doing the bike shoes.
That's the thing,
But
dude. It's
in
just like
running,
there's really no
if I
good
got to
way
do the
out of it.
hills, if I got to do the hills in Knoxville, I'm not doing barefoot. I'm clipping in. Final answer. Depends on location.
Yeah.
What are you leaning towards?
For me, dude, I can't decide. Like, I would probably run also, and because I guess we need to throw some caveats in there. Like, you can't. I think for this scenario, you can't walk. Like, you need to be, at least slightly jogging. Um, but yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with the bike shoes. Oh, that's another kind of funny thing about the bike fitting that I'll tell you. So I was at the bike shop getting fit, and I kind of mentioned that my bike shoes were felt a little big on me, and because I ordered them, I didn't go try them on before. I just kind of ordered a size 11 in bike shoes, thinking it would probably fit.
Well, they're European,
And it's
so
European,
the
yeah,
ones you
it's
have.
European sizes, so it's just not kind. It's a guess, total guess. So and I knew they were big, but I felt like they were probably just like half size too big. So I go in and to get fitted, and he measures my foot, and they're 4 sizes too big for me, which is like just hilarious. Probably has to do with why I
That is
get
what you
tendonitis
call.
pretty bad when I bike.
Yeah, that is what you call not ideal. Mine are probably a half size too small, for being honest. But
Yeah.
it's a
So he
conversation for another day. That stinks, though.
put me in a new pair of shoes too, which was
Did you buy
nice.
them?
Yeah,
Did you
I
buy
did.
them?
Yeah.
Golly, spending a fortune.
Well, the thing about it is he kind of lumped them in with the bike, so they ended up being pretty cheap too. So they're
Oh, little discount.
Lake brand.
How much?
Yeah, they were
How much
discounted.
commish did he get off that?
I don't know. Probably extra hundo maybe. We'll see. TBD. He didn't let
There
me
we
know any of
go.
that, but well, yeah, man. This has been a good pod. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, this is fun. March Madness. This is March. I had a burning question, but we'll save it
I've
for
got a
next week. I think it's a good one.
what?
Little
Hey, go for
cliffhanger.
it. We got some time. We got some time.
What's
If you
our
want to.
time at? How long we been doing this?
We're about right at 43 minutes right now. So we got some
I think
time.
that's good. I'm gonna save it for next week.
All right.
It'll be a good one. It
Well,
still has to do with March
for our
Madness.
okay. We'll tease it before the next weekend. Before we get out of here, I do have as a good word, just just quick shout out to people who pay for other people's lunches. Today went to brunch at a local Memphis restaurant, and
Where? Shout it out.
was
I like restaurants.
shout
Where'd
out.
you go?
Okay, Skybox Grill got brunch.
Okay.
Just a lovely establishment.
Brunch.
Actually, it's owned by our
Yeah.
old neighbor. Shout out to the Cunninghams. And so anyway, we're sitting there, 6 of us, and one of my, or it was actually 4 of us, and then 2 more friends came to join us. And one of those 2 people, their parents were also there, so they went on kind of their own little date over in the corner. And so we're we're just cutting up, having a good time, and the checks never come. So this couple walks over and they pick up their daughter to leave, and their daughter's our age. She'd just ridden with them. And so they leave. They're out of here, and then our waiter comes by and's like, "Hey, just so y'all know, somebody took y'all's bill." And so I, through context clues, put it together that it was this man. Sent him a quick text message and told him thank you and that I appreciated him. And he gave me one of the right on and our pleasure. So shout out to people that do that, man. It's always at a good time. So that's my good word.
That is fire. That is fire. It's a good word. I like when people do that too. And like
Yeah.
Starbucks, the pay ahead thing. That's always a nice gesture. That always hits.
Yeah, for sure. But all right, well, we'll get out of here, man. It was fun. We'll see you next week.
All right. Peace.
See ya.